Hello and welcome to Tech Town. That's right,
Town.
we're here at Tech Town Season 3, Episode 11. I'm Mr. Ellsberg. This is our Town Wizard.
Hello.
And we are back from a long hiatus.
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 Yeah, it's good to be back.
It's good to be back, and we're coming at you with all things tech. This is Tech Town, where we talk about everything that has to do with technology.
All the interesting stuff.
I
leave out the bad stuff. That's why you actually watch.
That's right. And so this week, we're getting right into the thick of it. We're going extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
We're going deep space. Fine. We're going where no man has gone before.
Where?
We're going to Mars.
Going to Mars.
Going to Mars.
Excellent. Yeah, this week we're talking about the tech that it would take to get to Mars.
Okay, cool.
So, excellent. So we've been getting to Mars already, so that's cool. So we already have tech that got to Mars. So we've got rovers up there. It took some rockets to get them there.
Right.
But what's cool is that we're going to use some of that, and we're going to have some new crazy technologies to get the next missions to Mars. And some of those may or may not include people.
Whoa, and that's where our tech townies can get involved.
That's right. We're going to Mars.
That's right. Yeah, if you want to go to Mars, first stop, Tech Town.
Exactly. So here's step one. So we're actually, since there's so much to say about people going to Mars, and like once you get there, all the things to do,
right.
We're going to just talk about getting to Mars.
Okay.
And then in a future episode, we'll talk about when we go to Mars, how it's going to work out, and what we need to live on there. And the biodomes and whatnot.
Boom, biodome. Great movie.
Yeah. So for now, just getting to Mars, because that's an amazing task in itself. So NASA is going to be a big role. NASA is our American space agency.
Right.
And they have a whole webpage on their technology for getting to Mars. So that was a good place to start. And you can check it out. And they talk about each subject for just like a sentence or two. They don't go super technical. It's kind of nice that they're just like, here's kind of what we need. And then you can Google all that to find more about each one.
To go deep.
Well, yeah, that's what you do, is Google to go deep. So I have goggled to gone deep. So I will tell you about what I found. Okay, so there's a bunch of different like categories of things, of technologies and areas that you'd want to figure out when you're getting to Mars.
Right.
One of them, propulsion.
Propulsion.
Okay, that means getting the thing there. Let's say it's, you want to get some scientific instruments, you want to get some people there. Well, you have to get it there to get it there. So that usually takes rockets. So rockets are the way that we have to like get it from Earth into space. Right. And we've had rockets ever since we've been going to space. Right. But now we may have both cooler rockets and like better fuel ways of getting there, and not only rockets, maybe some nuclear power.
Wow.
So, okay, so the typical...
Nukes in space.
I know.
So you're riding a nuke.
You're riding a nuke, but the problem is that's already been happening. So these other like rovers and these satellites, they're being powered by nuclear power. So
well, so are some submarines and some...
And so are some cities in the U.S. So we're already doing the nuke thing, so hopefully, we can do it well. But with the rockets, so there's an article that NASA was talking about a way to do it instead of the 8-month journey, because 8 months, I mean, you're blasting these rockets that we've had forever. Instead of 8, he was trying to cut it in half. So maybe we can get a 4-month journey. That's still kind of speculation, but they're hoping with these fancy rockets they can do it.
That'd be long. I mean, can you imagine your kids in the back seat on a 4-month journey?
When are we getting there?
Are we there yet?
I want to play space bingo. You get tired of space bingo.
Just settle down back there. Settle down.
Nice. Yeah, they should do a new space comedy. It's like a family going to space, you know? National Lampoon's Spacecation.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
all right.
Sure. Why not?
All right, so now we're getting to Mars. Once you're there, you kind of have this nuclear power for the rovers. They run on the nuclear powers. But also, that's partly propulsion. But then once you're there, it's the power. Like, and not just once you're there. Once you're getting there, it's instead of having rocket-fueled electronics, you can have solar panels. So solar panels are going to be another big one. So we've already got a lot of that going on. So slap some of those on there. But then also once you get there and you need to like set up shop, and you have your little greenhouse going, then you're gonna have the solar panels to give your daily, the stuff that we need here.
Right. What do you do when like aliens jump on your solar panels in Mars? I mean, have they thought about that yet?
Are they bright? Because if they are, then you just get energy from them.
Boom. Yeah, if they're giving off
if
their
they are
own solar energy,
aliens,
then it's all good. But I mean,
Yeah.
did NASA say anything about what are they going to do?
You know,
when there's Martians that are eating up all your crops?
They classify all that stuff, so I can't tell you. I'm sorry.
Well, did you Google it?
I'll leave that to you all to Google. All right, so so we got our propulsion to get us out of the Earth and to get there.
Yep.
We got our crazy nuclear fuel in the solar thing.
Energy creation when we get there.
Okay. We also got to have telecommunications.
Right.
So communications between these rockets and spaceships and peoples and home.
Mm-hmm.
So what's cool is we've already been doing that.
Nice.
And we've already been doing that an incredible amount. Like the Voyager, these ones that are going to the edge of the solar system are still communicating back with us.
Right.
So what's interesting is now even we have all the internet and it's fancy, but it's the same technology, just beaming radio waves in space.
That's just amazing.
It is just amazing.
It's just crazy. So literally Voyager is beyond our solar system now.
Yeah.
And we're still getting information coming back from it.
Yeah.
You know, and they're able to kind of control and see what's going on Mars right now,
on
the rover.
Right, exactly. And so you can have the communication where it's sending you information. You can get pictures, you can get all the stuff that it's seeing, but also you can have your communication back to it.
Right.
So if you need to control something or change something, but that communication is so long, it can take minutes and minutes, like 10, 18 minutes, depending.
Right.
And so therefore you got to program stuff beforehand to work out and only use the sort of real time, I'm going to control the robot for very certain situations.
Got it.
But it's possible, which is cool.
So do they add that on to the time that it takes for them to get a pizza delivered, you know, or get it for free?
Right, exactly. 30 minutes plus
an hour.
The 10 minutes it takes to beam the internet
plus,
to Mars.
Plus an hour.
Plus
4 months.
Oh, the time zone, right.
Yeah, plus 4 months.
Right, yeah. Ordering pizzas.
Because that's how long it takes for them to make the pizza. An hour.
Yeah.
You know, an hour, then get into your spaceship. But then it takes 4 months.
That'll be the day when pizza delivery to Mars takes less than 4 months. Okay. Another category of things is avionics. That's like when you actually have the rocket trying to like balance and do all its fancy instrumentation and figure out where it is.
Right.
That's fancy stuff.
Right.
Good work. They already do well. Keep doing well.
Good work. Moving on.
Software engineering. So this is the kind of stuff that I do, which is like programming. But programming for these sorts of things is interesting.
Right.
You have to be like really defensive. Like in normal programming, like in the stuff that I do, if something breaks, you know, maybe your website doesn't work or maybe you lose a little bit of money on your business or something. If this doesn't work, your rocket like crashes and you might kill people and stuff and you only get one chance ever, basically. Right. So the software engineering that they do is so specialized and crazy. It's pretty cool, but it's a whole different world than the other worlds of software.
Right.
But I would say that one of the coolest parts of it is the autonomous stuff. So this is where instead of it being a remote controlled thing, you kind of have to program it beforehand and just say go.
Right.
That's an interesting problem for programmers.
Right.
So to try to figure out how the rocket needs to do this and then that and that, it all comes down to the programming of how it all fits together.
It sounds a lot like avionics to me.
Oh, well, it's way better than avionics.
As in they've got to figure it out.
Well,
moving on.
Well, maybe. Okay, moving on. Entry, descent, and landing, that's a whole thing. I mean, you know, once you get to the actual Mars, you
got to like slow down.
Yeah, you can't just rocket into the Mars. I think maybe
Mars just catches you. We got you.
Who knows? Maybe the aliens have big mitts, big baseball gloves to catch us.
Of course, yeah. Like we have at airports.
Yeah, we do.
Giant mitts.
We do have that airplane catcher looking thing in, near the Portland airport. It's like this claw, and I always thought that the airplanes like got caught by the building. And it doesn't happen that way. All right. So speaking of the autonomous programming, I have some cool links to how the Mars rovers have done it.
Right.
So like not only the landing process, but once it's there with the cameras they have on there to know how to spin the wheels and drive and what if they get stuck and how to scoop their little scoopers.
Right.
And so check out some of the videos of how it works. Pretty cool.
Yep.
Okay, another one, technologies for severe environments.
Okay, I've been in severe environments before.
Okay.
So I can tell you what happens sometimes with technologies.
How does it go?
I mean, sometimes things get shorted out.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like dust gets in between the connections
Yeah.
and just busts everything up. You know, it's like you get too much sun or not enough.
Right.
You know, it gets way too cold.
Right.
It's way too hot.
Right. Exactly.
You know, I mean, these are all reasons why you shouldn't leave your home.
Right. Either that or be prepared with Martian technology.
That's right.
But you're right, and that's you know, those are things that hopefully they work, hopefully they don't. These are things that like have to work or people die.
Right.
All these things are so kind of vital. And you're right. When it gets too much sun, it gets too hot, too cold. So a couple of the things that they call out as important ones that you need to figure out are batteries and heaters.
Okay.
So batteries, they're basically what you use to store this power that you're going to be able to power all your instruments and everything. So they have to be good in the hot and the cold or whatever. But also heaters to keep things at a reasonable temperature so that they can even start to maintain, you know.
Now heaters, does that include like coolers?
So they didn't call out coolers because I think it's usually pretty cold.
Okay.
So I think you can get warmer, or sorry, you can get colder.
Right.
It's space and it's super cold.
Right.
But getting warmer, they don't have that.
Okay. Got it. Heaters.
Heaters. Okay. So sample return technologies. When you're there, you want to like collect some samples, and you can scan them while you're there, and they're doing that, which is really cool. They're scanning them and then sending information back virtually. But they also kind of want to send back actual samples, rocks and things.
Right.
So you kind of have to figure out, okay, let's say you now scooped up these things. How do you blast back off and get it home, or what can you do? So I
found this real cool Mars rock.
Yep.
I got to send it back because it is super sweet.
Come on, you could sell that on eBay for like $1 zillion.
That's right. And we need to figure out how to get the telecommunications to get eBay on it.
Yeah, Mars Bay. So yeah, we got to collect samples and get them back to Earth and sell them. JPL, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, they have plans on how to help do this. You got to check their website out. It's super vague. It doesn't say anything. It's like, oh, we plan to do things. Sometime. They don't really say it. But so that's cool. They at least say something.
It sounds like my future plans.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Even big.
Nice. Okay. Next, we've got the remote science instrumentation.
Right.
So this is like when you actually do want to control stuff.
Okay.
Not just programming. You want to like change things, or actually humans.
Drive the rover.
Drive the rover. That would be awesome. I mean, it would take a long time with the whole 10 minutes delay, but at least you could say I drove.
That'd be great if OMSI sent an OMSI rover to Mars, and then it had a little section where you go in and drive it around.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Yeah, everybody could just step up and drive the Mars car.
Yeah.
Well, what if we pretend that and just tell people you could do that?
You mean fake?
They would never know. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Fake the Mars rover.
Yep.
.com. Go check it out. All right. So, okay, and then this last one they mentioned was a funny word. It was in situ instrumentation.
All right.
In situ.
In situ.
In situ. So, yeah, there's a link to this in the show notes. But it's basically once you get to the planet and you're trying to measure stuff on the planet, all the different ways that the rover would be able to do that, all the sensors. Okay. It's like the laser zapper that zaps it this way, the cameras that take these kinds of pictures.
Right. So, well, I would expect everything that they create, you know, the basis for that is Earth, right? Yep. So, but it's all dependent on Earth's, all of the properties, all the science that goes on Earth, right? So when you drop something, it falls this fast. Well, that's how it works on Earth. Yeah. Things might go way differently on Mars.
Right,
you know?
Totally, exactly. So you have to like try on Earth and get it to work on Earth, but then know the differences between Earth and Mars, and then get it to work on Mars when you haven't even been to Mars. So,
exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting thing. So maybe what if you take a picture and the way we even take pictures doesn't work on Mars? Right. So it turns out with digital cameras it does, which is cool. Boom. But the one funny example was I don't even know if this is true. You know, so take it with a grain of salt. But when the U.S. astronauts were trying to write stuff down, they were trying to invent this pen because their pen ink wouldn't because of zero gravity.
Yeah, the ink doesn't go down to the end of the tip.
Exactly. Right. So they spent a lot of time inventing, and they finally got this certain kind of pen that like pushes whatever. Yeah. And then the Russians were using pencils, and it was like working fine. So you know, maybe sometimes you gotta think a different way.
That's why it's important to communicate and collaborate.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which I think is another interesting thing that we're going to have with the Mars thing in the future is that more collaboration.
Right.
So theoretically, you could get all the smart people in the world to like collaborate on this and give their best ideas. I don't think we're quite there yet.
Right.
It's still up to governments and big companies.
Very cool. Well, there you go. You have it. You've learned almost everything. What else would you need to know if you want to go into deep space?
Well, yeah, the only thing left is for you guys to work at NASA and make this all happen.
Yeah, good. Get it going because we want to go to Mars.
Exactly.
So it's nice this time of year.
This time of year, I think so. Which year? Earth year, Mars year, both years?
Both. Our year. This is a good time to be on the Mars year.
Wow, it's all lining up.
Yep.
So yeah, go to nasajobs.nasa.gov. I got the link there.
Boom.
And look through them. It's kind of interesting. You could just work for NASA. Go to Mars.
There you go. And there you have it. And so get out, check out this stuff when it comes to Mars. Yeah. If you got more questions, remember it's down in the show notes. And that brings us to
the music side of the week. Music. Nice. So yeah, we haven't lost it. So this week's music site is crowdsound.net.
Crowdsound.
Crowdsound.net. Okay.
This is what the crowd sounds like.
This is what the crowd sounds like. This is what we sound like. So crowdsound is where we can like crowd write music.
Okay.
It's very simplistic, but it's kind of interesting. So what's happening is like we're all voting which note we think would sound best here. So let's vote. How about oh yeah. Oh, maybe they're making a song. So okay, we put in our vote, and then everybody else votes, and then at the end, once we kind of get the full thing, you press play, and like plays the communal song you wrote.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
How about that?
So this is what the world decided the music should sound like this time. And then we could be a part of the next one because we chose that other note.
Can't beat that.
So yeah, I would say not actually good music, but an idea. So see, I'll show you.
Good music is not a democratic venture, apparently.
No. We can't all just vote. It takes some expertise there.
Yeah, we need some people voting more than others, like Kanye and Prince.
Oh yeah.
So boom.
Wow.
Which brings us to Mr.
Ellsberg.
Website of the week. Website of the week. Oh yeah. Website of the week.
All right.
All right. So we're gonna go here to said website. Ooh.
Oh.
All right.
Just pro tip. For some reason, copying and pasting with the mouse doesn't work on OneNote.
Okay. Boom. All right.
TechTown is the time to learn tips.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and go to screen share. So I can get this on. Boom. And said boom. All right, here we go. And let's go here. So this is trumpdonald.org.
Trumpdonald.org.
Yep.
Okay.
And so this is a very important website that's been created. And you can see how many Trumps there have been. And you can see.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's some major things going on. And then go ahead.
Do I get to Trump Donald?
Get him.
Following me around. Here we go. Oh my!
Oh,
party Trump!
Yeah.
Oh, you can blow it from every angle.
That's right. Trumpdonald.org.
Wow! Now this is.
That's right. So obviously a very important website for you to check out.
Yes.
Trumpdonald.org.
Great. I'm glad. We needed our website.
Yeah, we haven't had one for a while. All right, and then finally, that brings us to
the security tip of the week. Security. Y configuration. That's what we're talking about today.
Y configuration.
The 3-router Y configuration.
Say it together.
3-router Y configuration. Nice. Okay, so what this is it's the way of the future.
Okay.
That us people with home networks can be secure.
Okay.
So right now you probably have a router.
I do.
A Wi-Fi router, probably.
Yep.
At home, and that's how we're actually using this, right?
Yep.
You want to make that secure. We've talked about that before. Get a password. Now, when people have new things coming into their house that connect to that internet, it may be people, guests, but it may be the Internet of Things. It may be, your thermostat is connected to Wi-Fi, so you can remotely turn things on and off. People's fridges are getting connected. People's toasters. I mean, everything's getting connected.
Yeah. So your whole house is on the Wi-Fi.
So then your light bulbs. And the thing is, with each of these devices, you can kind of just assume there's going to be a security problem at some point. Someone's going to hack them.
Right.
And the problem with these things is if they're connected to your same network as your other computers and your main router, then if people get into these devices because they're insecure, they can get then into your home router.
Oh, they can go through your Nest.
Yes.
Or through your stove.
Through your basically your house, the protection you thought you had.
Right.
It can go through there because Nest is like basically poking a hole in it.
Wow.
Punching a hole in your wall. And actually, we gotta say Nest has done pretty good, so not bad on Nest. But the next Nest, you know, the Nest imposter that didn't quite do security right or whatever.
Right.
So what you can do is you can get more routers and plug them into each other in such a way that certain things can be on a certain network that can't talk to the other network.
Got it.
So really, this is actually it's kind of one of the more confusing things to do, but it's one of the kind of more important things that people are going to need to do for their house.
Right.
Maybe in the future, routers will be built in with this sort of thing, hopefully.
Right.
But for right now, the Y configuration is you have your router that you have now.
Your main one.
You buy 2 more routers.
Right.
And you plug one into one of the slots on the router and another into one of the slots on the router.
Okay.
And then you have another of those routers be the separate networks that one you connect to, one is your Internet of Things.
Right. So then when you get hacked from the stove, it only affects the things that are
right. Your lights could maybe flicker or something rather than your main computer gets hacked.
Right. Well, I mean, lights flickering would get really annoying, though.
It may.
I mean, let's on the level of things that you get annoyed by. That
would be
high.
It may.
You just turn the stove on. I mean, that could be way more dangerous. Your whole house could burn.
Well, that's
down.
true too. So you got to watch for getting the internet stove anyway. So we're just in that world now, so it's gonna happen. So you might as well have enough routers.
That's right. So check it out. Why your routers?
Oh yeah, Y configuration.
Y configuration.
And
that's it.
That's it.
That's it here from Tech Town today. We talked about Mars. We talked about crowdsourcing music.
Yes.
We talked about Trump your Trump Donald.org. And we talked about Y
configuration routers.
Yeah, next week maybe we'll talk about MCA.
Wow,
yeah.
Nice.
All right.
That's your topic.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you soon again here from Tech Town. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you later.
Later.
Yeah.